and we are back at the desk to analyze what just went down between 3D Max and Titan. I'm Alex Machine Richardson and joined by Jonathan Devilwalk Lundberg and Halvor Vendetta Gullestad. Had to do them slowly, but I managed it, and of course it's great to have you guys back for this one. It was an interesting match. It's a match that we'd already seen, of course, DE Inferno, kind of a rematch of those two teams clashing on that map to start it off as well. Just going to open the floor for you guys, be very flexible with how you want to break this one down. But it definitely seemed that 3D Max again gave a pretty strong performance. Pansy highlighted Disturbed. Starting with you, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was actually super impressed by Disturbed. And I've actually been the whole tournament. Maybe he didn't like put up all the big numbers, but he's consistently putting up good numbers for his teams, even entry frags, even clutches, you know, all those good stuff he's bringing for the team. So I'm actually super impressed by him throughout this tournament, and especially that game. He was insane.
Yeah, I mean, let's put his stats on the screen while we continue to talk, because you can see just how well him and his team performed. Of course, not well enough with Titan securing that one. How about you, Halvor? What do you think?
Definitely Disturbed is kind of the guy we pointed at before the game as well, and you can see nearly holding a 2 KDA when you're losing. That's a pretty impressive feat. So Disturbed definitely doing his job. You can see Coron didn't exactly have the repeat game of what we saw on day one, and that obviously a bit disappointing for 3D Max, but I kind of expected Titan to win regardless.
You called the 2-0, right?
Yeah, that I do think Titan will win 2-0. So in that sense, I'm not surprised, but I got to give it to 3D Max. They played very, very well, and obviously picking up 2 pistols as well, even though they did have a couple of issues with an anti-eco here and there. That's all, you know, that's going to let you go a long way actually to reach that final goal and actually make it a really tight game. I think the biggest problem that they ran into was the fact that they weren't able to really make Titan use their smokes early on, and that's something that Anders pointed out as well. They got bogged down and eventually they ran out of time and had to basically force their will onto Titan in awkward situations, and Existence did an extremely good job with the help of RBK on that B-bomb site, and the same thing with Kenny S. Kenny S kind of came alive this game for the first time really this tournament, so he held down Arch pretty much on his own, and whenever he really struggled, he either had RBK rotating over from Connector or Apex coming up from quad, so Titan just played a really solid CT half.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the rotation were spot on. 3D Max kind of wanted that banana control early, but Titan always put 3 men guarding that banana early on, and they took huge amounts of damage. You know, even rounds they were close to winning. You know, they lost 2 entries, pushing up through Molotovs, and they were kind of pushing their luck, going for banana control early. And I kind of wanted 3D Max to go for some kind of calculated gamble, go for an A-rush. I mean, they should be pretty certain that at least 6-7 rounds of Titan CT half, they play with 3 men kind of pushing banana, but not really pushing it. Like, they're throwing their nades and then they're backing off, 2 men backing off, and eventually they'll be 4 towards A. And they actually hit the timings perfect on those rotations when 3D Max actually came there. And that's actually when, a good thing to point out is that's when Kenny S went aggressive, is when the 4th guy came to A. They gave him the room, go for it, man. And he took peeks, he got picks, and even if he got punished, they had an extra man to back it up if they would have been rushed towards the site.
And that's just a very big thing in general, the fact that they didn't give up any map control or any bomb sites instantly because of the rotations they had. So that was just a really solid job from Titan. Especially, I guess we also have to credit 3D Max because their rotations, especially towards that B bomb site on their CT halves, were really good, and it doesn't hurt really when Disturbed comes in and picks up 3Ks and 4Ks and that type of thing as well.
And it's kind of a good point you've made already about kind of the presence that 3D Max had, which was then kind of shut down by that brick wall of Titan. We should probably turn our attention to Dust2 before we jump on into that one. That will be our second map, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys had you had kind of had things to say beforehand, before we when it even went into Inferno. You suggesting that was a strange pick. Of course, it was a map it's a map we've yet to see so far in the entire ESL Pro League finals week. Well, I say week, days, second day now. But I mean, do you think there's a direct reason that we haven't seen Dust2? And if not, is this just a real risk for a team to go and pick it up at such a crucial moment?
We've had Virtus Pro, for example, who will always ban it, and we've had a couple of games from them. So that could be a reason, or at least it's a factor. But I mean, it's a map which it's very, very hard to find that consistency level in. And especially with the AWP changes, it's been a map very dominated by AWPers. And for example, this game, I feel like if Titan's gonna win it, like it's on the AWPers. Like it's Kenny S who has to carry this map and get the picks and get, you know, the T slow down, and even as T's get that CT entry. So a huge, you know, weight on Kenny S's shoulders, I would say.
It always seems to be a bit of a broken record, and it is the Titan kind of ideal where I mean, as much as we'll kind of skirt around it and say, you know, Titan is a team of 5 players, which it most definitely is. This is a map where Kenny S needs to step up. We heard it from the desk. Now let's hear from the casters. It's once again time for Pansy. Was it Pansy?
Wow, I work with this guy.
Maybe that's
Do you
why
want a job here? I don't know. Like, it doesn't even remember my name. This is pretty appalling. But thank you very much, Machine. That's it, right? Nicely done, buddy. Thank you. But anyway, we are still here. It is Pansy and Anders. I'll do your job for you, Alex. Don't worry. And we are pretty excited to get this one started. As are the teams, they've been abusing me in chat. Like, I'm the one telling them when to go. They're like, come on, Pan, hurry up. I don't know why that's my new name, but Kenny S has now called me Pan. So that's happening. But still, we are just going to wait for this one to start up. But Dust2, first time we get to cast this at the tournament. I don't think it's been featured yet.
No, which is weird, but actually,
strange.
I was sort of wondering, and maybe it's just because I know we've been going on for a long while, but I think it's exactly what Devilwalk just said, and it's so much obvious. It's the AWP change that's probably meaning that people don't feel that comfortable playing Dust2. It's more to Dust2 than just picking mid with the AWP, but it is a pretty big factor. And right now, if you spawn, well, as you do on the T side, right in the middle, and you can just look down there as a CT, how are you going to try and counterpick someone who has an AWP? At least no one has figured out a good way yet, so I don't know, that's going to be interesting.
It is, and we're going to see it very, very soon. The teams are just readying up as we speak, so do not fear and be away from us very soon and into the game as fast as possible. But I don't know what to make of this. As you said, AWPings could be a huge factor. We've seen Kenny S starting to show a little bit of form there towards the CT Arch in the previous map.
Yeah.
I want to see how it compares it to this one. And of course, he's going to have a good man to go up against. Stonda not exactly had the most profound game in the last map, but he's certainly got the prowess to bring it through. And this is going to be a great showdown, and I do believe they are live into this one, so we can start looking at getting into games. So far, Titan leading 1-0 overall, but things can change. Knife round goes down, and it looks like Titan coming out of the bank.
It'd be nice if they could win that pistol round and be off to a good start here. They will stay on the CT side, which is no longer a big surprise. It used to be that we'd be very excited whenever this happened. We'd say, "Oh, that must mean they've got something interesting planned because they're staying CT side on Dust2." That was back when it was still considered very T-sided, and it was always a bit weird when people picked the less favored side. Not so much anymore, really.
No, definitely not, and I'm very excited to see this one. I don't think I've seen Dust2 in general since the patch update, so I want to see how everything kind of falls into place. And SMG is certainly viable if you look towards B either side on it. Maybe not so much on A, but they're still short. There's still so much viability for some of what 3D Max has been bringing on other maps to see it fitting in here. But even though 3D Max did pick this one as their own in their previous matchup, we never got to the third map. It went out in 2, so kind of replacing Nuke with this. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do it. So going into this one, Titan will be on the CT side, as we spotted out earlier on, and 3D Max on the T side. Pistol coming in. Your predictions, if you were going to hazard a scoreline, maybe?
Well, I mean, the thing is, in spite of the fact that we don't know how well Kenny's going to be playing, I still feel like Titan have a lot of other options to do really well on this map, so I have to pick Titan for it, even though 3D Max have been playing just continuously better and better throughout the last couple of weeks. It's really impressive, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Kenny trying to use the smoke for cover, but that's a trick that 3D Max recognized and knew exactly how to deal with. Maniac does get a kill on one person. That was Stonda going down. Then Maniac falls in Apex.
French players doing this makes me nervous.
Yeah, Kukli style. He's trying for it still. Existence will pick up the kill on Coron. Bomb goes down. It's a 3v3 retake, and actually 3D Max have questionable positions here. They need to get back on long, and now they finally do. So now they have a good lead in this retake.
2 players stuck on the side. Natu and Disturbed being those, and they will deal with it while XR was just holding out on long. So 3D Max do pick up round number 1, starting on the T side there. And let's see what they opt for. This is what I'm curious about, and it's a bit of a mixed bag, as you can see. So to this point, 2 UMPs with the SMGs and a Scout. So a little bit of everything, and Kenny going to be opting for the Scout as well. Nothing too new there, but Kenny actually getting tagged up in this one.
Yeah, leg, or actually shot, yeah, from the leg. Existence really close over too long, but I think they got spotted. They want us to use that Scout as a way to pressure people away from middle and then try and push up aggressively. Instead, they lose the A-bomb site. Maniac's really close by here. This is 1-shot range with the P250, but he's still going to be going down. Existence, 2 headshots. They must have lined up for him, and he is still alive up here. They're a man down, and the bomb has not been planted yet. Could they find that Scout somewhere?
I think they might have just gone looking for it, but where's that bomb? It is down on the minimap, then it kind of made me worried, maybe falling in towards where the boost is, but not to be the case. Bomb does go down. Disturbed. These MP7s, the range these things are accurate is pretty damn impressive, but still, Existence now last man up in this. He's still got head armor there, so he can do some work if anyone does challenge, and he can stay alive if he wants to wait this one out. So, Disturbed, Stonda, and Corone all alive, all gonna back out.
No.
And nothing gonna come for Existence, sadly, in that sort of instance.
A bit of been nice with the 3rd kill in the round for them, but still Titan manages to do a little bit of damage. They saved the armor as well on Existence, so maybe he could get put into play. Those were some pretty impressive headshots that he managed to land. And Disturb is at 5-0-0. He got 4 of those kills in the pistol round, which is huge. Again, his performance today has been pretty damn remarkable.
It has indeed, and Existence actually getting tagged up first out of everyone. The one man with head armor does get taken down to 59 HP. Stonda showing that the Scout is strong. He may not have been getting necessarily kills with it, but tagging Kenny up, I believe, in the first time around in that, just falling short, but that 3-man mid-stack could have paid off pretty damn heavily then for the CT side if anyone ran towards it. However, not the case, and A-Long again taken over by 3D Max.
Yeah, I like the finish style here. They've been going A-bomb side every single time, and it's worked every single time. So why would they try and complicate things? And I think that goes back to sort of very much just the way that Natu is as a person as well. He won't try and and change things too much if they keep working. I won't call it simple, but it's just a very sort of almost minimalistic way of playing in that sense. I kind of like that. Disturbed. Good control with the AK. Will go down to RPK though, so 1 AK is lost at the very least. Not sure anyone can go and pick it up because that bomb is ticking away as well on top, and a lot of fighting going back and forth. 2nd kill from RPK as well. And then 3D Max will close out the round. That's 3-0 in their favor. Now it's turn to Titan, see if they can change things around. It's got the AWP on Kenny, which is no big surprise, but there will be an unarmored AWP, so glass cannon as we call it sometimes. Look at the amount of Molotovs on 3D Max. That's absurd. Normally on Dust2, people won't be buying this many Molotovs at all.
And Stonda's still with the Scout as well. So we're going to have the AWP with 0 armor against the Scout with everything to complement it, I guess. And a little bit of a split through mid. Maybe going to be going for that little bit of a pile through here. RBK will be on the other side. Flash comes in. He does go down. Corone breaking through there. Apex is very close, though. And I think it was actually Kenny to find Natu pushing himself through. So already 3v4. Only RPK down. The 2T players going to making their way through mid. Already Maniac getting up to the top there, going to know where they're at. Surely the smoke's just about in play, but Apex waiting for that push-up. Stonda does manage to clear up that B side, so they are going to try and make a play through it, negating those. Well, we know that the likes of Apex could have caught a glimpse. So set up on the B side. Maniac through tunnels, Apex through the doors. Zark going to go aggressive, try and gain early control, not going to get it. Maniac comes in with a double. That's brilliant stuff here. And Apex to close out, and the T side just crumble on the retake.
Wow, that is very, very hard. For anyone who's new and watching and maybe hasn't been watching too much Dust2 and CSGO, retain B bomb site's really tough, so they made that look incredibly easy. Even if you're at equal numbers, you're not really supposed to be able to just rush in and do that. A lot down to Maniac. If they lose control of Upper Dark, then all of a sudden, even if they get in and they have an advantage in manpower, That bomb's still ticking away, and you have to sort of worry about a terrorist coming through upper and killing you. This B-split push coming out from 3D Max is actually something that Titan have normally some very cool ways of dealing with once they have 2 people in the B-bomb site, but they seem very, very intent on having Existence be more or less alone over here. So that's actually that's a big switch up in styles from Titan. Normally they'd have Existence and someone else over here, and then they have a very, very sweet way of dealing with B split pushes where they actually push upper. Instead of staying inside B and waiting, they push upper dark and go aggressive, and then they retake the bomb site once they have the man advantage. So I love that style of playing, and they could do it right now if they wanted to, because now they got RPK and Kenny over here as well. But it's the A bomb site again for the Finnish team.
But can they get hold of it here? They still got 5v5, and they are just about making it towards the site. I think the bomb is being planted as we speak, but Maniac did find Natu, but not the planter. So there's still 3 players on the site, 1 on long, but I don't think the bomb's planted for it. So it's going to be a tough one to hold on to if it does come down to it. But a wonderful bit of work from Garone comes in, picking up 2 as they push through on short. Nade responds, but RPK and Existence struggling here, and I think no op to be found. I don't think RPK is going to be able to find that one for Kenny. So time to get the hell on out of there. And you said it before. Oh, it was on the other side. Oh, well, it was worth a cheeky peek from RPK. He's not going to be losing out on anything for the sake of a couple of seconds, but sadly didn't find it. But going back to the start, 3D Max's play on long has been pretty darn impressive. It's working.
Yep, and what's the answer going to be for Titan? Because actually what's a little bit upsetting for them, particularly in this round, is that they started off with a huge stack towards the A side of the map. As they leave Existence alone, they kind of anticipated it just, it's 30 seconds offset basically. If they'd stayed there a little bit longer, it would have worked out just fine. Stunned up, gonna miss that kill though. But Titan are right at the edge at the moment. If they lose this round, 3D Max will bounce up to probably a 5-round lead. Which is not going to be fun at all to deal with.
And I quite like this aggression though from Titan, pushing up pretty much everywhere on the map to a degree, but Apex leaps out, finds Exo. I don't know how the hell he claimed that, but winning out regardless. And the 3 players on long going to have to retract back fast because they have got players pouring up short from 3D Max, and Caron is on point right now, already doing great in that previous round, looking for the follow-up here, just wanting that little bit of a tap, but Apex going to deny it. This guy, his aim has been just perfect to this extent, but not to be the case there, as now he's going to have to do some serious work on towards site. Nice little play coming in towards CT, not going to let him push up. Natu kind of pinned in here. RPK taken low through the molly. And 3v3, this is looking like 3D Max have got this.
Yeah, quite a powerful position right now as they're still controlling short, and they got the bomb plant for short. So Titan had one thing going for them as retake, and they had 2 smokes left, but they used them since, or one of their players had died with it, so it's not really going to work out at all here. Time is up, and Apex, who's played such a good round, won't be able to finish it for his team here. Triple kill, and still they won't win it. So 5-1, rest of Titan going to be ecoing, and this is very upsetting. Again, they're playing on the more favorite side here, and they're just not making it work.
And it's just, 3D Max just seen that step ahead, you know, when time play long, they're ready for it. You know, I think it was Natu had the better spawn, so Stondo, I think, gave him the AWP to take that first pick. Didn't get it in the end, but Natu, again, with that front spawn towards long, gonna get his hands on it. This time, Apex and Kenny gonna try and take control of short, just use those pistols, but Disturbed and Natu just doing what they do, and Kenny now picking up the remains. I'm just gonna try and play something with that Famus there, and Titan just struggling throughout this map at the moment. There's some great individual work, but it's just not paying off towards the entire round.
Disturbed is on a level that I've literally never seen him ever before. He's hitting every single shot. That first shot was very, very dirty, and it came from came from lower dark through the smoke that Maniac had put up, or sorry, that Apex has put up, and just took him out. This is very, very tricky.
It was when I was speaking to him and Natu earlier on, and Natu was saying in the interview prior to, I think, the first game, he was like, yeah, I slept really well, you know, in between these days. I feel pretty fresh now. And I spoke with Disturbed afterwards, like, well, I'm glad he slept well. He snores like an absolute bear. I slept like 1 hour maybe. So Disturbed is a little disturbed with his sleep at the moment, but seemingly performing through it like a champion. So pulling a great performance in Existence. He's going to stay alive in this. He's not going to find anyone on the way out. But Titan 1-6 at the moment. 3D Max, I see why they like Dust2.
Yeah, I mean,
it all kind of makes sense now.
That's incredible. And they keep buying all these Molotovs. 5 Molotovs, T-side Dust2. Can't even remember the last time I've seen that. And Titan going for the buy-up as well here, which they definitely should. M4A1s all across the board. Are they going to go for some upper dark aggression? It would be kind of nice if they do it. So they put up the smoke, and I think they are meant to push through the smoke. Yeah, this is just a trick. Disturbed sees it coming, but he's still going to go down. So it's a nice audio fake. If you're playing on the terrace side in your upper dark, you might think, okay, the smoke is up. That, you know, that means they're just defending inside. So a nice idea.
And kind of sped 3D Max up though, looking towards A. I'm not sure if they're completely aware of how maybe Time played out. I'm sure they have certainly a very good idea, but I wonder if they knew that there was 3 players present on that B site, so they tried to speed up towards A, but they have drawn a good couple of them over, leaving once again just Existence soloing B, but this time Apex and Kenny are both present towards that A site. Great flash comes up, and this is where Titan start looking like, not necessarily Inferno, but they are buying time brilliantly. Kenny finds Stonda on the P count. That is the AWP down, but Exart not going to take no for an answer. Kenny still going though. Stunning work with the M4. Just showing that he can do it just as well with that rather than the AWP. And he's not stopping. Kenny with the cleanup. 4 there for him. A talented man from start to finish of this round.
Yeah, especially that flick in the middle of the whole thing. It looked sort of almost a little bit aimbot-esque, just quickly flicking onto him. Well played on Kenny. Very, very important round for Titan. Yeah, there we see it. That was very robotic indeed, but it's kind of what we come to expect from Kenny.
He's such a good player. It's unreal to watch sometimes. Just
look at it once again. Early stack towards A bomb site, leaving Existence alone. You have to wonder what happens if other teams start catching up to this. Can Existence hold his own? I mean, he almost went down there through the smoke. That's scary. But now they're sort of starting to converge on middle again. Titan just going back into a default setup. And 3D Max, a lot of other rounds so far in this half. Once this happens, they decide, okay, let's go for A. Something else to point out, it's 3 AWPs playing on 3D Max's side right now. Not only, I mean, this is just like highly unconventional T-side Dust2 play that we're seeing from the Finnish team.
And Natsu's not even got armor. This is an interesting choice. And RPK actually pushing through mid, disturbed. The one man to me, you wouldn't want it to be him. Exart finds Apex, and this has just gone from bad to worse. The T-side are so low, but they're just staying alive in this, and you can see the smoke coming through. They're going to try and cut off the rotate. Kenny being held up in mid. Karan is still pressuring there. He's going to get it disturbed, just cracking open this site, and just 3D Max look unstoppable in this.
I don't know. New Finnish metagame being brought in here.
Triple AWP, no armor, perfect.
It's a bit hard to analyze, really. It just works. It just happens to work for them. Disturbed once again got the opening frag, and as you said, on the Apex pushing through the middle. And that was it. Landslide, they couldn't stop after that. They actually give up on, okay, they're going to steal the other one. So they give up on one of the AWPs and...
Opt for 2 rather than 3.
Yeah, but that is more reasonable.
They were going a little bit overboard on that one, maybe, and just trying to make sure that any remaining member of Titan won't get their hands on it as well. So, yeah, kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. So, all T players survive, even on 4 and 6 HP. Natsu down to 38, even though he had no armor. And this scoreline is going from bad to worse here for Titan. 7-2 now. I'm kind of impressed with 3D Max because they just look so damn potent at this. Everything they try, it just pays off very, very well. And Exart just waiting for this cross. Nice little shoulder peek coming through then from Existence, allowing a member to cross, but Stonda just showing what he's made of. 2 picked up at long, and sadly with those pistols not being able to overwhelm much, but Kenny's so close. Can he get his hands on an AWP here? Will the Tech 9 reign supreme? Stonda just denies it, slaps him back, and gets the hell out of there.
Yeah, and the reset, economically speaking, for Titan as well, is really just going to hurt them now. That 1 round win and then back to losing again is so painful, so hard to deal with. 2 men down in this round. They have very nearly no equipment to deal with anything either. They don't seem to have any answers to anything that 3D Max throw at them. It just seems like the Finnish players are totally in control, except for the fact that RPK picks up those 2 kills with the pistol. Karan turns around to take down Kenny, and RPK flashed will end up going down, so Existence save the rifle, definitely the best choice at the moment. It's not like they haven't been trying a bunch of different things either, Titan. They've went for the upper dark aggression. They went for the middle pushes. They've had people boosted on catwalk. They've tried to push. I mean, Apex was out on long at one point, pushing all the way up. So they've tried to push pretty much every angle you can on this map. What is left?
See, I think it is the question, isn't it? What is left that really Titan can go to? It's, you look at it, you've got Dust2 who's just hitting every shot that seems to be anywhere near him. The guy, what's he sitting on right now? He is on 12-5 already. And then you've got Corona as well, watching the rotate, kind of placing himself wherever he feels necessary. Pretty comfortable as well, 10-3. Titan are just struggling on every single front. I don't know if there is an adaptation they can bring out so far, in their arsenal at least. And look at this one from Stunder, the one gun that was in the control of Titan. Kind of got, you know, thrown around like a hot potato there between them for about 3 players. Just denying any sort of control that maybe Titan were looking for early on. But still, they're back on a bye, and they really need this. It's just an understatement, I think.
Yeah, 3 people out on long this time around. I was wondering if they're going to try and do like a double boost on catwalk. Just try and see if they could build a tower up there and look into lower dark with the AWP. Try and catch someone out instead. Kenny going to get caught. Karam pushing through the smoke and taking a fight as well. Apex is the next in line to fall. Natu picking up a double kill. 3D Max they are just, yeah, wreaking havoc at this A-bomb site. Existence and Maniac left. Titan, they look demoralized as well. They've got no clue what's happening to them.
No, that's the thing. I don't know if these two have ever faced off against each other on Dust2. You know, Titan pretty prolific at it as well. They're not exactly a team you'd say was bad at Dust2. It kind of raised a couple of eyebrows when it was picked up by 3D Max. But this is just a brilliant display. And even looking at 3D Max's recent performances on it, they don't have the best of records previously on Dust2. And Maniac, you know, as an individual, he'll do the damage. You picked up 4. But it changed nothing towards the outcome of the round. He gets the AWP, gets away with it. But look at the money. 2K here and there, and not much else. As individuals, there's no doubting the Titan are phenomenal. We saw that time and time again, but as a team, they just don't seem to be able to deal with what 3D Max are bringing at 9-2.
Stonda opening up on Kenny, who wanted to put that up to good use in the middle. Nice idea. Apex to fall next in line. And the 3D Max train just continues. It's hard not to be impressed. And again, I mean, you think back now, you think, what if they'd won Inferno? Like, they could have. So many times they could have won Inferno. Just like yesterday.
Yeah.
That means 3D Max would be now really close to 2-0ing Titan right here. Instead, there's a strong chance we'll be playing a third map. Although, I'd be worried if I was Titan playing that third map. Because 3D Max beat Copenhagen Wolves, and it's one of the Copenhagen Wolves' stronger maps. So I think there's a lot to say for Titan potentially having to really fight hard for it.
Yeah, maybe that sudden realization kicking in that, hey, it's looking a little bit like a third map, and you would have said before maybe that previous game that, okay, that's not a bad shout. 3D Max weren't great on these newer maps. They weren't a big fan of it, but now, after today's performance, especially against the Wolves, it was just brilliant. But Existence being pressure now. 3D Max are reading them like a book here. They know where that last man is. They know where they can find him. They know where they can strip that gun away. And everything that Titan are bringing to the plate is just being destroyed. It's annihilation. It's not even a close game at the moment. It looks like a completely different team playing against 3D Max right now. Titan are not the team that we just saw in the previous map. And 3D Max looked like a completely different side as well.
Well, now we've got a double AWP setup playing on that CT side. Kenny's going to fall, so that's one of the AWPs down. Stunned, just getting the better of him over at long. And again, 3D Max now, just even as individuals, are just running all over the map. You see Karan is up here pushing short alone without any backup. Now it's finally coming up, but he was ready to just go. He felt like, yeah, this is going to work out. I've got the timing for it. They're not going to be ready. And short, though. He goes down, but then Stunned, Xart with the return as well. Titan are being picked apart round for round. This is completely brutal.
Yeah, this is absolute decimation. It's double up on both sides. Stonda picking up 2 there, Disturb 1 for himself, and Xart picking up 1 as well. So it's literally the double AWPs have just paid off and then some for 3D Max, and then 2 apiece. I don't know why Titan just, I don't know, they just can't do anything. They literally can't find a way through this. And 3D Max look like they're just running through the motions now. It just seems so simple. It doesn't look like they're playing against someone of Titan's caliber at this point.
It's almost like we're witnessing a kind of organized chaos from 3D Max.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they haven't had an overall theme going into this, but it kind of like the more they're winning, the more chaotic it becomes, the harder it is for Titan to read what's happening in the beginning. Some really clear A pushes taken over long. Now later on, they've gone short. They've gone wherever they like, essentially. Disturbed from lower dark, taking out Apex again. Similar headshot as to earlier. Kenny goes down to Coron, and it's down to Existence and RPK here. 2v4 for the 14th round. A chance to maybe try and turn it around, but it's not going to happen.
The brute force coming out from 3D Max is just unbelievable. Existence just gets pinned to the wall, and round by round, player by player, 3D Max know what's up. You can see that. They're confident, they're comfortable, and I don't think they're too worried at this stage.
No, definitely.
Look at the parallels there. It's that cool, calm, collected to what the hell's just gone on.
When you see Finnish Counter-Strike players smile, you know that something is really up.
There was like 4 orbs in spawn then. They were just like rattling off shots, running out with 3 again now. Natu, Stonda, and Exart all picking them up, and oh my word, this is just... I've not seen this level of sort of dominance on this side, on this map, in so long.
No, especially, I mean, you were pointing this out earlier as well, especially against a team like Titan. There was a time where every team that had any kind of common sense would ban out Dust2 against Titan. That was the default ban against this team. Even after Cali left them, they still had so much going on.
Yeah, it was undeniable. You know, even back then, you know, they've been 16-1 teams back in those days with that player addition. But even after that, as you mentioned, very strong side. But finally, a little bit of luck comes into place, and maybe the skill to follow. Kenny, though, just, oh my word, does not land a single bullet on that one. And now Disturbed, the man, not the myth, the legend this time, ends it on maybe a little bit of silver lining for Titan, but at 3-12, I don't think they're finding much to be happy about here.
No, honestly, I think
No.
I think they're shocked.
Who isn't? That was just dominating from start to end, 12-3. I think we've seen just closer nuke games at this point. Like, I don't think I've seen this much of a one-sided half in a while. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It's 12-3 to 3D Max on Dust2.
That's exactly where it's at. And the Finnish team playing CT side now. They actually only buy 2 armors and then a bunch of grenades here to try and deal with Titan. And Titan have got just Existence with a little bit of an equipment here to try and do something. Karan pushing all the way up Catwalk, looking into lower dark where RPK, Maniac are slowly coming in. A bit of a tower boost going on in the middle to try and catch someone, but they've already sustained a lot of damage on Exart, so I gotta be careful he doesn't get tagged. He will get tagged. And Natu through the smoke is gonna return on Maniac anyway. Karan comes out, he goes down. Apex will open up. And Titan looking good right now as RPK takes down Natu. Stonda hiding on the slope. He's looking for a quick headshot on someone here.
Oh my God, Thunder, what on earth was that? They literally crouched under it, and they peeked up a second. 2 heads gone.
They're going to run it back. They have plenty of time to go back, so Stonda now charging into the middle, looking for a third kill, going to pick up RPK, and now it's on Kenny. They haven't even touched him yet. They were 4-on-1. He goes for a little bit more, wants to close out the round here. The Finnish pain train cannot be stopped. Stonda jumping over, spots Kenny. Still got 6 bullets left here in the chamber. 5, and there it is. Stonda 1v4 clutch against Titan. That's how it's done.
Look at this. They were literally crouching under this for so long. He was just waiting out, waiting for that moment. The replay is having a moment itself. It doesn't even believe it. But just to throw back to that, 4 in one round like that. Literally, after it was over, that round was done. That was dusted. That was that should have been Titans all over. They had their name written all over that. 4 players, completely full HP, no problem. Kenny took a little bit of damage, and then the spiral came in with those first 2 shots just being sublime. Now, 13-3. I think Titan probably thought, okay, we can start afresh here, round by round. Let's do this, guys. You know, that same old pep talk that we hear time and time again in interviews. But after that, what can you do?
Right, that kind of loss is also going to it's going to stay with you for a while.
Yeah.
Existence is going to want an explanation from his teammates. Like, someone's going to have to fill out a report explaining why they somehow lost a 1v4 in a pistol round where they had the 50 seconds left to try and get the bomb down as well. I'm not sure there are going to be many good answers for it, but he's not going to be happy.
Well,
Stonde looking for an opening here. Actually, he's already really low from the beginning. Will eventually go down, and so it looks hot. So good opening here from Titan.
Yeah, but let's see how the closing is on this. The SMG's left in the game. We've got a Scout and a UMP on the T side. We have two of those other quick SMGs that can just disperse bullets like that is. And Karon comes in. It's now down to a 1v1. Karon up against RPK. Oh, RPK just about locks it down with that UMP. And, well, had to take him to get 4 of them that round by himself. Good time to make it to 4 rounds against 13.
I wish someone could translate what's going on in the team speak for Titan. Like, if they are doing that pep talk, let's bring it back. They did it to us, we could do it to them, or if it's just all silence at the moment.
I don't know how much you could get out of this. You know what I mean? Like, how can you deal with that mentally? It takes so much reserve. And I don't know. They do have arguably one of the best in-game leaders in the world on their side. Don't get me wrong, but what it would take to get them mentally back into this game after how they've been broken down would be pretty impressive. But still, they are on the bye now. They do have the guns, the arsenal to, in theory, get to 5 rounds.
They definitely do. So let's see. Give them the benefit of the doubt and all that. See if they can grind their way back into the game. And 3D Max still showing us some cool stuff here. All of them pushing middle, just charging in. They trade evenly and even get the submachine gun out of it. Titan now trying to claim control of the A bomb site, and they'll do that much. Try and see if they can get the bomb down quick. Kenny gonna take out Natu, and this should be working out just fine for Titan here.
Disturbed is still in there, but it has 0 armor to work with, and it's just gonna be a Maniac watching that one, and he's gonna nicely deal with Stonde with taking not really any damage either, so he should be fine in this. Disturbed, maybe trying to just get out with that UMP for a little more. Gonna switch up to the Deagle as well. So a nice little combo to get out of this one with, if he can make it out alive, that is. As you do see the T-side starting to kind of edge in. Apex can be the first to try and challenge the stairs. Existence there as well, and Existence puts him to the ground. And 5-13. Long road ahead of Titan. And I'm worried for that gun round coming in for 3D Max, not too far away from now. Probably one more eco I can imagine in this for them. And then it's going to be that gun round to really kick things off. But Titan, it seems almost inevitable, but maybe there's something in this for them.
I feel like it will be too heartbreaking as well if 3D Max can't win this. Like, they fought even harder than they did on Inferno to do this, so they surely can close it out here. But right now, they don't have a lot of equipment, but they're still putting out these tricks here, and they're gonna catch Maniac. It's such simple work. 1 pop flash, 4 members peeking. Imagine if all of Titan had been there.
It would have been devastating for them, but Kenny at least finding Karon there in that CT spawn, so catching them as they rotate, setting up well for it. The bomb is with Existence, making its way through those B tunnels, while Kenny single-handedly pushing back 3D Max with that AWP. But still, Natu, last man in this. He picked up and dealt with. But the 2 pickups there, that kill on towards Maniac at long was brilliant to watch. And as you said, these small tricks, nothing too crazy, nothing, completely game-changing, but just sometimes the basic stuff they do just gives them so much out of it.
It's a real delight to watch as well. Just easy stuff that anyone in theory can go and set up. But not everyone is willing to do it, apparently. Maniac taking a fight along, and Nats will come up with a big win there. Taking some damage, but he's still alive. Look at Apex, though, right into the middle, and that catches Xad off guard. That's also really uncommon for someone to push that aggressively into a smoke. Smokes off, sees he's spawn, and then gets the kill on Disturbed on the cross there, up at the windows. Now it's going to leave entirely open the B bomb site here for Titan to play with. And 3D Max, they shouldn't think about a retake right now, and they're not.
No. Not too in front of the 2 in-game leaders to a degree, both heading this direction. I think Existence just slow walking up there, making sure that there was no one to challenge. And he will be at least finding Natu there, taking the gun away from him. But Stonda and Karon will probably end up being able to keep hold of these. I doubt anyone's going to get there in time. They're holding off on the plant. They're certainly searching for it. RPK not yet planting.
So this is actually something that we've theory crafted about a lot in the past, is saying, does it make sense to wait with the bomb plant so you can circle in and get closer to the remaining CTs that are trying to save? And we've never seen it ever before. And I remember we talked about it 6 months ago at least, and it was sort of just abandoned. But Kenny with a big opening here, Karon all alone, and he realizes now that they're coming for him because they've got so much time. He gets a triple regardless, and the plan is backfired on Titan. If he's runs...
got a defuse kit as well. Can he get there in time? Surely not.
Well, I think the running time is about 20 seconds, or you have to do really fast. We can time it afterwards. It is really, really far to run from pit into B.
It would have been... It's already pretty disastrous, as you said, though. It's like, he's got himself an AWP. He's got 3 out of it. He gets to keep everything he had at the start. And just RPK left alive. But Titan do get another round on the board. They're starting to build up now. 7-13, substantially more acceptable. But I love Apex in this sort of situation. So confident to get these sorts of shots off. And he even followed it up to the second towards our window peak. This guy with an AK can just do unbelievable stuff. But still, we do see that AWP in the hands of Stonda here. Not going to find anything on the cross towards B. So he's going to hold that one out. Sorry, excuse me, Kenny S was the one watching the cross towards B. Stonda on the other side. Actually playing short with it, so fairly aggressive there and doesn't have any armor, so kind of brave going for that one. But I guess with Natu that close, they can kind of tell if anyone was pushing up.
Yeah, I feel like when you have that one AWP, you have one of two choices. Either you play really aggressively and you hope to actually win the round, or you try and play passively and have a bunch of teammates close to you and you just want to save the AWP for the next round. And they did like almost both this round because they still have a bunch of people around this A bomb site that can help out with saving it, but they wanted to try and see if they can get that early pick off. So 3D Max are actually just trying to get the most out of every single round, and they've done a good job so far. But this time they are getting shot down, and the AWP is going to fall as well. RPK with a good triple kill, and that will be now 8-13. It was a huge gap earlier on, it's now a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more manageable, but double AWP coming out for the CT side. Stonda and Exart going to be picking that one up, and we do get to a little bit of a timing session here with this. So it's going to be a close one. We're going to have Kenny S going for this. He's going to go for that opening shot, but not going to commit on it. Wanted the CT side, so they back away. Everyone gets back to position. Everything resets. The T-side get a little bit more control on towards long, and the bomb is left up there by Spawn, so no one really dragging that one anywhere just yet. Rolling through towards mid, and really just the T-side just slowing things down, it seems, looking for safer work here, maybe apart from Apex.
Well, he is the permanent entry fragger, always going to be the first guy in, and he opens up on Natu in this one, and probably one of the best European entry fraggers there is right now, and that means probably one of the best in the world. It's so scary. He might be on 3 health, but even if he dies, just getting that early trade is definitely what you want to do on that terrorist side. Stonda going to jump down into CT spawn. They snuck by in that flash. Karam's watching that steady, just guarding it, and they still made it past in that gap there because of the flashbang in. Now they've cleared it out, and 3D Max, they're back in CT spawn. Molotov going to keep them away for a moment as well, and Apex is hunting in case they want to try and save. He's going to be behind them now. This is very cool.
Yeah, really nice stuff. And I wonder if they're going to try and go for anything here. Disturbed is going forward. These late plants coming out from the T side. A little bit dangerous at this point. So they're going to be up on short. Stonda's with him now. Just Existence and Kenny S on this one. I say just. They are two pretty strong players as Apex does find one in the back. So, Ron going to be there just edging forward, and Existence going to be holding the angle regardless, and the safety play coming through from these guys is on point. Exart, the last man alive here for 3D Max, going to be pushing forward. They went for it, but it just didn't pay off. And Titan get themselves back on a very decent scoreline here, and they've not really been losing much now they made it to that T side.
Yeah, so it's been confirmed. Dust2 is now the nuke just for terrorists instead. I can't believe it. They're winning so many terrorist rounds as well, Titan here. 3D Max keeps struggling economically and don't seem to have an answer to come up with what Titan are throwing at them. From Titan's point of view, it's a lot more default than what 3D Max were doing. Like the kind of setup you see here, controlling long, controlling upper dark, and then going into middle is what we call the default spread on Dust2. And Titan just kind of built off of that, although the only really crazy thing is how aggressive Apex is, but now they're turning it around. 2v2.
They don't have the bomb either.
Oh, wow. Ron jumps into RPK, what a shame. Now Stonda has to try and clear it up here. 1v2, he's seeing the bomb right there. He sees it picked up as well. He knows they're right around the corner, but he goes down to Apex. RPK as well with a double kill. That was a scary round for Titan.
That was just on a knife's edge. Luckily, Apex is just a beast in those situations, but my God, Stonda just seeing that bomb being picked up, working his way just around in time, but a little bit close for comfort again. And as you said, though, 3D Max, if they lose this, it will be devastating to them. After such a good scoreline, it'll be hard regardless to deal with. But then you add in that scoreline advantage. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, but a little bit of a switch up here. Disturbed, actually going pretty aggressive with Stonda through those tunnels, and look who's waiting. I wonder if RPK is going to be holding this one long enough to actually catch him out here.
Patience game, they're walking forward, and there it is. Stonda just stands his ground exactly a second longer, and that's all it took. Apex now, is he going to realize? I don't think he knows that Disturbed is that close. He still goes for it. Exart's also taking out Existence. Finally, 3D Max in the second half here managed to turn it around for themselves and come up with a round 2v5. It shouldn't be winnable here, and Kenny is roasting in the corner, extinguishes the flames, but it might have been a little bit too late. And now they're jumping and shooting, though Exart will go down, and Maniac finds a kill in the middle.
My God, it's
2 now.
turning.
What is going on? They might try and turn it around here. Maniac has to try and pull out the clutch of his life here with just about 30 seconds.
Ron standing in his way, though. Maniac deals with him. This could still be on. The bomb pretty far apart now. 25 seconds. Is he trying to...
This is a mind game. He's counting on the fact that Natu might not think that he's coming in from this angle, but Natu's just fallen back to the next one and waiting patiently. He's still looking a little bit up.
Natu's watching the site.
He's going to be at a different angle. Maniac comes out here. Oh, he's not going to get it. Natu does it instead. And it's a team ace on 3D Max, so finally they bring it home. That was scary.
My God, I almost want to see that in slow-mo again. The second that Maniac would have had just at the right angle, and then Natu just probably a centimeter above, I guess, and just the adjustment time between the two. But regardless of that, 14-10 now. 3D Max taking a little bit of control back into this game, but it's getting close. You can see Titan's experienced player, absolute genius coming through at times, but they're still just trailing in these rounds. And let's see, maybe a bit of A presence coming through here. Kenny, Apex, Existence, all lining up towards A. 3D Max, though, not playing the side. They're watching that cross on long, sitting down by the cars. Stonda there, now flashed and smoked out. Titan gaining control, systematically just working their way in. But Exart, oh, that's the bomb dropped down as well. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a big problem. You can see Existence is not happy. Just staring straight at it. Exart's going to come right in. Existence looks away at the wrong time. 3D Max soon going to be on map point at this rate. RPK and Maniac are left, and they still don't control the bomb. Maniac here taking a fight along against Natu and will come up with a kill, but he goes down to Garon. And now RPK all alone. This is really tough. They've got him essentially triangled in with the bomb as well. Stonda gonna win the round. That's map point for 3D Max. We could be going to Cobblestone soon.
I'm dying to get to Cobble as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Watching Titan come back this close has been fantastic. But 3D Max against these guys, this matchup has been brilliant throughout. Whoever wins it, I'm not even that fussed anymore. The rounds we're getting are just unreal to be able to witness. Now, in the last round, we saw, even the one prior to that, is Disturbed and Exile getting real aggressive in those tunnels, pushing forward, catching out RPK, and then one even followed off the back of it. This time, not the case. But the early damage, look at it raining in. RPK is down to 44, Apex 65, and the CT side giving up so little. Double stack towards short, I think. Ron and Natu are both there. Titan stuck in the middle. Exxon does find RPK, and this is looking dangerous here. Titan again kind of crowd into the middle, and player by player falling. The T side is starting to struggle. Apex going for that cheeky pickup that he worked out before, just before that smoke comes into practice for that mid to B, but not this time. Exxon stops him, and now 2 players left in this for Titan to try and save this clean 2-0 they were looking for.
3D Max could just play this one safely and they should be alright. Existence though will find the kill there in the middle. Exart flashed for a moment. Disturbed spots them out.
Disturbed went down then. That would be B completely open, but obviously not aware of that. He's been held up. Existence now 1v3. It looks like we are going to a third map here. Can Existence do the impossible? 28 seconds, flashes himself in. He heard the AWP shot. Down so low already. He's got the bomb, but he's got so much ahead of him, and 3D Max are taking it to the third map here. My word, what a game.
Yeah, really well played. High fives all around. Well deserved as well. That was one hell of a performance from 3D Max from start to finish, more or less. Yeah, start to finish. Yeah, third map coming up. Can't believe it.
I don't think anyone did. After the way that first map played out, you'd say, okay, Titan looked better than the first time they met. And then, you know, second map, it was very much, you know, a Titan display, etc., 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 if you read it into that way. But I am so glad now I've got to actually witness 3D Max on Dust2, because their play on the T side was just unreal.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to talk about on the panel once we come back from the break. But that was actually just completely explosive, and it even looked like for a while Titan might be able to do something similar. But then they really sort of reasserted control, showing there's a reason why they picked that map.
Well, we've seen it in practice now. Dust2 looking like 3D Max's home map for a while, but one more map to come up. It's going to be Cobble to close us out as the final map, but the teams need a 5-minute breather, and I think so do we. So guys, do stay tuned. We'll be back very quickly.